Hey, Yvette Sojourner here. So, I am here to talk about some of the things that the VA may offer that women veterans may not be aware of. So, my story. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I wasn't going to the VA. I actually ended up going for some reason, and that's where I was diagnosed with PTSD. So, I'm very appreciative of that fact. The reason I didn't go to the VA or wasn't going to the VA was because there's not a lot of people there that looks like me. A majority of the time, it's a lot of older individuals and a lot of men. So I didn't feel real comfortable there. Eventually, after the PTSD diagnosis, I did start to go, and I loved my physician. He was great. He tried to do everything within his power to get me the different resources and help that I needed. But with time, he ended up retiring, and I was given a new physician. And let me say, this person was not the best. I knew there was going to be an issue when I brought up birth control. And he told me that it was something that was not to be discussed and something that he would not be able to prescribe, which was not at all true. I knew that much. So I stopped going. And during that period, I was not going anywhere for medical treatment at all. One day I ended up getting a letter from the VA asking me if I wanted a woman physician. And I went ahead and I filled out the form and sent it in. And to my surprise, a little time after, I was actually given a woman physician. So, first thing, if you are not comfortable with a male physician, request a woman. That is perfectly fine. I know that it may be a little scary because you're asking for something, but I'm going to tell you, put in the paperwork, make the request, and they may surprise you. So after I got my physician and I first met with her, I was shocked. First off, yes, she was a woman, but also she was Black. So I love my physician. I love my physician now. I go to the VA for everything. Let me tell you, one of the things that you may not be aware of that the VA offers is dermatology. I know, honey. First thing coming to your mind is, I ain't got no warts or athlete's feet. Okay, I hear you. But I had to go to dermatology because I was an adult, grown woman with acne. Now, that stuff is not cute. That's just not cute. So when I went to my physician and I pointed this out, she referred me, and I made the trip because the clinic here is small. So I had to make the trip to the hospital. And when I got there, once again, it was a woman clinician, and we'll call her Cloud9. She told me that, yeah, I had a hormonal imbalance, and the acne that I had was from hormonal imbalance. So I'm going to try to put some pics in. This is my second video, so bear with me. So that was resolved, and I'm going to tell you, I told Cloud9 that I would give her a shout out because I know a lot of people talk not so positively about the VA and the healthcare system. And I get it, because I was one of those people at one point in time. And yes, some of the things are very true. But at the same time, I have to say not everyone within the VA is terrible, and they're trying. They are trying. So, dermatology. The second thing that I ended up going to the VA for, I always go, but for real treatment, was prolapse. Let me tell you, I have multiple prolapses, okay? Not just one, no honey. I have multiple prolapses. So I had to go to the women's clinic. Now, as I said before, the clinic here where I am is very small, but the practitioner does make trips from the hospital to here But I opted to just go straight to the hospital because at the time it was bad. I mean, I felt like I had a bowling ball between my legs walking around. So ultimately, I ended up driving out and meeting with her. And once again, I said her, she was fabulous. She explained things to me, like, for instance, perimenopause, which who the hell even knew? First off, all I was really aware of is that a girl got a period. Okay, honey, yes. But I was also on Depo-Provera, so my periods weren't regular. I wasn't having one really at all, but I was aware that I should have been having a period because it was something I learned. What I didn't learn was that there's a menstrual cycle. Honey, listen, this will be another video for another day, but PMDD is real. So ultimately, when I went to the clinician about my multiple prolapses, she did inform me about perimenopause, which is the period before you go into actual menopause. There's 3 different stages to menopause if we're not counting actual onset of menopause and then after. I could do a video on that if you like. Just let me know below. But for now, she educated me a lot. Like, she gave me all kinds of tidbits. And so I've begun to learn more about my body. And I actually still have the prolapses, but I'm able to do a lot more than what I did initially. I did go to a physical therapist who specialized in the pelvic area. So that was very interesting. Did not know that even existed. If you want me to talk about that, let me know. But for now, let's see. I talked about dermatology. I talked about women's health. Please, 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 if you don't take anything else away from this, know that there are specialty clinics within the VA that you could potentially be utilizing and have access to that you may not be aware of. Go onto the website and look it up. That's what the services are there for. And especially for women's health, they are really starting to rev up that initiative. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a witness to it, and I appreciate it because I don't know what I would have done with the prolapse. I mean, I swear for goodness, I never experienced anything like that before. But now I'm lifting weights, I'm doing the things that I would normally do, and I'm really enjoying my life again without being fearful that my whole daggone uterus or bladder or anything else is going to fall out of my body. So that is, I think, a good end to this video. And yeah, hit me up, let me know. I'm just gonna leave that right there and take what you need, leave what you don't.